watching AppleTechBeast.
This is AppleTechBeast with my full review of the Viewsonic XG2703-GS Gaming Monitor. Now just before I start this video, I have been sent this monitor by Viewsonic to review. I have to send it back after a while. Now if you haven't already seen it, I've done an unboxing on this monitor as well, so if you'd like to take a look at that then go ahead, the link will be in the description. It's a 1440p display, 27-inch IPS, and the colours look absolutely amazing. I've never actually used an IPS display before. 1 millisecond response time obviously, 165Hz refresh rate. Now this monitor does cost about £700 in the UK. Which is not cheap at all. Now there are plenty of mid-range gaming PCs that will run games at 1440p and 165Hz. But if you have a mid-range PC, I highly doubt you'll be able to afford a £700 monitor. I might be wrong, but it's unlikely. Even with 1080s and 1080 Ti's, if you run games at 4K, you're often not getting 165 frames a second. So I really do think that 1440p is a very nice level to be at. So being an IPS monitor compared to my TN panel BenQ, the viewing angles are absolutely insane. Now coming from the BenQ XL2430T, that's another complicated name, I've been used to having a little mouse kind of thing to work around the menus, which you often need to go into when you have a gaming monitor. With the Viewsonic monitor, you don't have anything like that. In fact, you've got some very awkward buttons on the back of the display, but you have to reach behind to press them, and that means you often can't tell which button you're pressing, and so you end up doing completely the opposite to what you want to do. So the menus compared to my BenQ are really quite awkward to get around. So talking about the menus, once you're in there, there's plenty to play around with. You can increase the shadows in games, you can set up all your different modes, so there are plenty of presets already there, so like for movie, standard, web browsing, and then different game modes, but you can also set like custom modes, so you can choose where the shadows are, where the highlights are, at different colours and that kind of thing as well. You can go really in depth with that kind of thing. So this monitor does have quite a large footprint. It's holding a lot of weight, I get that, but if you don't have a massive desk, or if you're not planning on taking up a lot of room on your desk, you might have to look elsewhere, or possibly mount it to a wall or something similar. On the subject of stands though, the articulation and movement in this stand is really good. So you've got up and down motion, you've got plenty of tilt motion, and then you can make it portrait as well with no hassle. This monitor has quite a bit of green, it has like green accents everywhere. It's also got an LED in the middle of the stand that changes colour depending on like the average colour on the display. So if you like that kind of thing, if you like RGB LEDs for example, then you probably like this monitor. Only problem is that it can get a bit distracting in the dark. It doesn't actually dim much when it goes dark. In fact, I don't think it dims at all. You can turn it off completely in the menu, but often you want that kind of feature in the day and not in the night, and I don't know. It really isn't that much of a negative, but that's what I felt when I used it. So back to the green accents thing, you have some at the top. So you have like an extra sort of piece of plastic that sort of, it makes the monitor taller. I'm not too keen on it. It kind of makes the bezel look thicker in some places. But again, all personal preference. Now this monitor actually has speakers inbuilt. I think they're stereo speakers, but I mean they don't sound that good. They sound quite tinny. But they work as speakers. You don't get that with my BenQ. I have to use a separate speaker on my PC, so it's quite a cool feature to have. So the design in regards to usability and practicality is really good. So you have a headphone sort of hanger at the back of the monitor, which works really well. It's well integrated into the stand. All of the ports are really easy to access as well, which is surprising. Talking about practicality and usability, having a 27-inch monitor compared to 24 is amazingly more productive. The multitasking capabilities are far better. So considering the specs and how high-end this monitor is, it's really easy to set up. Pretty much out of the box, it looks really good. Making sure it's 165Hz out of the box is also pretty easy. You just go into your Windows settings and make sure you have the right cable. I think it's DisplayPort you have to use for the full resolution and full refresh rate, but that was included in the box, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. Having said that, the cable wasn't that long. I think it's probably 2 meters long, so you might want to get another one if you're any further away than that. Another small downside of this monitor is the power cable. So it actually has a power brick with it, which my BenQ doesn't. I know it's a powerful monitor and it's a 1440p display, 27-inch, 165Hz. You've kind of got to expect that, but having said that, the monitor is thick already. If you look down the side, it is actually it sticks out quite a way. It is quite thick and heavy. Maybe they could have put a power supply inside there. I don't know. That's just something to point out. But with all the slight negatives out of the way, this monitor really is very much up there with how good gaming monitors can get. And if you have the money to spend on it, if you have the gaming rig to cope with it, I would definitely recommend buying this monitor. The little quirks and cool features it has are just what you get when you buy such a high-end expensive device, especially when it has gaming in the name. So if you're into that kind of thing and you really want performance from your monitor, I would definitely recommend you get this monitor. If you're a mid-range, low to mid-range gamer like me, with my 770 graphics card at the moment, I would say that it's completely overkill. I'll be completely honest. As I said, having IPS is incredibly beneficial, surprisingly so over TN panels. So if you could find a 1080p IPS monitor as opposed to TN, like I've got, then go for that, definitely. But you can kind of see what this monitor is all about. It's a very extreme product. But in summary, if you have the money to spend on this kind of thing, and if you have a really high-end gaming monitor, I would definitely recommend getting this monitor. I wouldn't say it's the absolute pinnacle of gaming monitor technology, because it is only 1440p. But within 1440p, it is very, very much up there, and the usability and practicality of it is incredibly good. They definitely wouldn't put me off buying this monitor full stop. Also, if you do want to purchase this monitor, then take a look at the link in the description below as to the Amazon links in your country, in the UK and US anyway. As I said, it's about £700 in the UK, so that will be probably $700 in the US because of how things work. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then give it a like. If you didn't, then dislike it. And comment your opinion on the product and my new filming setup as well. I have a very blurred background, and I've probably been going in and out of focus all the time. So thank you for watching this video, hope you enjoyed it, and goodbye.